thought I would make another video. I just kind of wanted to talk to you guys about why I started doing the keto diet, doing low carb, low sugar, and kind of just like, you know, the benefits to me that it's been. I started my journey back in June 2018. I had hit the heaviest that I had ever been. None of my clothes were fitting. I felt miserable. I was tired all the time, hurting all the time. And I just felt like I had to do something. You know, I really can't afford to do weight loss surgery and that kind of stuff. So I'd rather do it the natural way, even though it's hard. But that's what I'm trying to do. I'd like to lose, I've lost 56 pounds so far, and I would like to lose maybe another 40 pounds. And then I'll be pretty happy with whatever that weight's going to be. I was actually diagnosed with an autoimmune disease a couple of years ago. I remember I was working days as a nurse, 12-hour shifts, and I would get really, really tired. And sometimes I would feel like I had the flu, but I didn't have the flu. Sometimes I'd be in a lot of pain. I have a lot of joint pain, muscle pain. I would be limping around at work sometimes in so much pain, and I would have swelling. And then some days I'd feel great, but I didn't know. I just thought it was my job that, you know, being a nurse, 12-hour shifts, sometimes up to 14 hours, depending how the day went. I just thought that was taking a toll on me. Until like there was one day somebody was just like, "You don't look well. Something's wrong." Because that day I had felt so tired to the point where I could barely walk. And I was limping because I was hurting so bad. So I finally, excuse me, my eye was itching. So I finally decided to go see a doctor. I didn't even have a PCP at that point, a nurse who doesn't see a doctor, of course. So I finally found a PCP near me. I went to go see him. He started doing labs on me. I thought I had thyroid problems, and my thyroid ended up being fine, and we ended up doing some other tests, and they thought maybe I had something else going on where I had to go see an infectious disease doctor. They thought maybe it was like the Epstein-Barr, where it can be like chronic in your body. I know it's probably not the correct term for it, but basically that's what we thought maybe it was. My ANA was elevated, which means there's inflammation of some kind. Usually ANA is elevated if you have an autoimmune disease. My white blood cell count was elevated. So I went to the infectious disease doctor. I went there, we did more labs, trying to figure out what was going on with me. Because I just felt, every day I was feeling worse and worse and worse. So obviously I was in some kind of a flare-up, and I didn't know. And then we got the labs back. It wasn't what we thought it was. So he wasn't sure what was wrong with me. So he sent me to a rheumatologist. So then I went to the rheumatologist. I remember the whole process. Like the one he referred me to was a long wait because I was a new patient. So I found another one that got me in quicker on my own, which I'm still with that same doctor. But then we went in, I told her everything. She ran a whole bunch of labs on me. And it came back that I had an autoimmune disease, and they thought that maybe I had lupus, maybe pre-lupus. I thought I had RA, but it came back I didn't have RA. But the labs showed 100% that I had an autoimmune disease, and my body was inflamed, and that my body was basically attacking my joints, my muscles, you know, and that's why I'm in so much pain. So when I have flare-ups, I feel like crap. I feel like I have the flu. My muscles will hurt. My joints will hurt. So after we did that, she diagnosed me with undifferentiated connective tissue disease, because there wasn't a specific test that said, yes, 100% you have this or this. Oh, yes, you have RA. Yes, you have lupus. Lupus doesn't really have an exact test anyway. But so she put me on a medication that's very common for autoimmune diseases, especially like lupus and RA, called Plaquenil. I take that 400 milligrams every day. At first, I didn't like it. It made me gassy. My concentration was horrible. I couldn't focus on anything. But I wanted to give it a chance, so I took that. And you also have to have an annual eye exam done when you're taking that medication, because it can cause long-term effects. Rarely, doesn't, not in everybody, glaucoma and some other vision problems. So I have to go have extensive eye exams done every year on that medication, but no problem so far. The medication basically is supposed to help your immune system stop attacking yourself and kind of calms it down. It's actually an anti-malaria medication, but somehow it works in the body to help with your immune system. So I started taking that. She tried me on different pain medications. I tried things like Lyrica, which I had a bad reaction to, and different anti-inflammatories, which I didn't like. So I just said, we're going to take this Plaquenil, and we're going to take ibuprofen. That's all I take. That's what I did. And then occasionally I'd have to take prednisone. When I was having flare-up, I didn't want to take it too much, but I've had to take it sometimes because I was just could barely walk, and I had to take something. It usually helps my body come back down to normal. And so when I got to the point when I started gaining a lot of weight, I think it was just making me feel worse. And and I also take a muscle relaxer now, because I've been having a lot of muscle pain, but only take it as needed. I don't like to take a lot of medications if I don't have to. So finally I figured out what was wrong with me. I wasn't crazy. There was something wrong with me. I just manage it. And so I figured when I started gaining a lot of weight and I started feeling horrible, and it was hard for me to get through work, and I actually even went off my medication at one time to see if I might feel better. I felt worse. So I got back on it. So it has helped a lot with my energy and my immune system, and it really has helped a lot. I've been on it for a couple years now. So I started the keto diet because, if I can get back on topic here, was because of that. I gained weight, my autoimmune disease, and I was tired of having inflammation. So I decided to give it a shot. Why not? Worst thing is I don't like it, and I try something different. I just really determined. I researched it before I started. Read as much as I could. I got recipes, and I made a list and went to the store, and I started. My family had to suffer a little bit because I was doing it. I would make them like extra carbs for their side, like rice and stuff. But I was prepping my meals. I was only buying keto stuff from the store. If they wanted something, they had to request it. And they've been very supportive. Like my family, my daughter and my husband, they didn't care. They were just like, okay, Mom. They're like, whatever. And they would eat whatever I made. And even though they're not keto, and I started losing weight, and I wasn't exercising at first. I started feeling better because I was losing weight, and I noticed the swelling, like especially in my left leg. I have a lot of problems with the swelling in my joints, and I haven't been inflamed as much. Of course, weight loss is going to help with that anyway. I noticed the swelling has gone down, and I don't limp very much, unless I've overworked myself to the point of, I need to rest. But I haven't had to take any steroids like the last year. It's been a while since I've had to take any steroids. So the only thing I've been taking is just my regular medication and an occasional muscle relaxer, after I've worked 3 shifts in a row and I'm hurting. But, it was hard at first to stick to no sugar and low carb, but I'm used to it now. And I do have occasional cheat days because I'm human and I want to go have a margarita or eat some Mexican food and, have a dessert. And I love it. I don't regret it. But usually that next day, I feel horrible. I feel so horrible. I'm not saying this diet works for everybody. I'm not saying it's healthy for everybody. But I have lab work done like every 3 months. And everything is looking good, and I'm feeling better. So that's why I started. So anyone who has an autoimmune disease and you have any comments or anything about you know, what's worked for you, let me know. So far for me, this is what's worked for me. I think eventually when I get to my goal weight, I might up my carbs a little bit. Right now I eat 20 to 30 net carbs a day. I think maybe eventually I might go up a little bit more than that. We'll see. But this works for me. I don't know. I've heard it had many benefits for other people with different issues. You know, I try to do really natural foods because, you know, the whole point is not to be eating processed foods. If you know, I was getting a little bad about that, and I've cut it out, and you know, I'm losing more weight now, and I'm looking great. Since I've gone to the gym, I've lost a lot of inches, and working out is another thing that's was really hard for me because I'm tired. I work 12-hour night shifts. So I made a commitment with one of my other coworkers because she's also on a weight loss journey, and we decided on our days off we're going to the gym. And so what we do, like, let's say we work Friday night, Saturday night, Sunday night, that Monday morning we'll take pre-workout with us to work, and we'll take our clothes with us to work, and we go to the gym after work that morning because we know if we don't, we're not going to go. We're tired. Yeah, we're really tired, but we'll go and get an hour workout in, go home, shower, and go to sleep. That next day, if we're off, we'll go to the gym after we wake up or whatever. But we've been doing it. We've been doing well. Once you get used to it, it gets better. But it's never easy. It's always going to be a little hard. So I'm just a regular, average person. You know, have autoimmune disease, overweight, on a weight loss journey. Anytime I might have a bad day or anything with my autoimmune disease, hey, maybe I'll get on here and share with you guys, like, what's going on with that and what the update is with it. So, yeah. Anyone out there with any tips on what they do for their autoimmune diseases or what they have, let me know. And any diet tips. For now, this is what I'm doing. I just wanted to share with you guys why I kind of started the journey, and some other things that, you know, is going on with me. And everybody has different struggles, so that's just mine. So I will see you guys soon. I'm gonna go to the gym now. I'll see you later.